All right, we're back with another one. This is a follow-up of a story I did a few weeks ago. A little young boy named Noah Bush ended up drowning, and no one was charged for his death. The police were saying it was an accident, that he drowned on his own. But let's get into this story. Lawyers say 11-year-old friend held 8-year-old Georgia boy's head underwater while he drowned, demand charges against adults who lied to protect 2 juveniles arrested. Posted by Yasmin F., published July 12, 2024, Atlanta Black Star. After 2 young children were charged in connection with the drowning death of an 8-year-old boy in southeast Georgia, attorneys for the family are now calling for more charges in the case. 8-year-old Noah Bush was first reported missing in Jessup, Georgia on May 15th after he disappeared from home. Following an 11-hour search, authorities found his body the next day in a construction barrel pit filled with water. A barrel pit is a deep hole dug in the ground to provide fill material like gravel or soil for construction projects. After some investigation, law enforcement concluded that Noah's death was accidental and said he took off his shoes and wandered around the pit in a no trespassing zone. Knowing Noah was afraid of deep water, his family didn't buy the story and hired a private investigator and attorneys to conduct their own investigation. In the days after Noah's body was found, Georgia state investigators started looking into his death and interviewed the children who were with him before he died. An official autopsy later revealed that Noah Bush died by drowning and that his death was homicide. This finding was based on the fact that one of the 2 juveniles who were with Noah pushed him into the deep portion of the burrow pit they were wading in. This finding was based on the fact that one of the 2 juveniles who were with Noah pushed him to the deep portion of the burrow pit they were wading in, the Wayne County Sheriff's Office said in a release. Following that revelation, deputies charged a 10-year-old boy and an 11-year-old boy. The 11-year-old child, who authorities believe pushed Noah into the pit, was charged with simple battery, involuntary manslaughter, concealing the death of another, and criminal trespass. The 10-year-old was charged with concealing the death of another and criminal trespass. Lawyers for Noah's family said he knew both boys and the 8-year-old trusted them. He walked away with people he thought were his friends and trustworthy, the lawyers said. The attorneys believe that the children may have gotten into an argument and intentionally held Noah's head underwater. Now they're calling for further charges against the adults close to the juvenile defendants, the adults who helped to conceal and obstruct the investigation, and who, instead of telling the truth, became co-participants in this tragedy, need to be held accountable, the attorney said. The adults involved lied. We won't stop until you're held accountable for your actions. It's unclear at this point if deputies plan to charge anyone else, but the investigation is ongoing. He was such a smart, loving, kind, shy, but yet so outgoing child whose smile and charm could light up the room. Noah loved basketball and football and couldn't wait to make it to the pros to dunk on LeBron James, his family wrote. A GoFundMe established for Noah's family by this 2nd grade teacher has surpassed its goal of $10,000. My condolences to the family once again. And I'm glad to see they're getting justice for this young man's family. Anybody that's involved with this for obstructing this case needs to be brought to charges as well. And this is a terrible story. These little monsters killed this young brother. And I like to say this: parents, be careful who your kids are hanging around. I mean, if I'm not saying they shouldn't have little white friends, but in situations like that, make sure they're not going out with them alone. Most definitely. We hear many stories like this, and what always happens is They try to cover it up and say the death was accidental. There's so many others that didn't get justice. Like the young brother that was they found rolled up into a gym mat. They still didn't have anyone charged in that case, and his organs were missing, and he was had newspaper, I believe, in his replaced in his body when he removed his organs. Like I say, many cases like this don't get the justice they deserve, but I'm glad to see this family is getting justice for this 8-year-old. Sad story. All right, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one.